Anyway, so very happy to do this. I've been waiting for this day for a very long time, and I'm excited that it's finally here. So hanging out with Georgina today, and I think it's going to be an interesting day. Actually. It's going to be an interesting chat.
Yeah, I hope so.
Right? So you will tell us your name, then you tell us what you do, and then we're going to jump straight into the interview. So you can start by saying, "Hey, what's your name?"
Hi, my name is Georgina Munyoki. I work as a customer service executive. I also do technical customer support, and I'm a virtual assistant as well. And top rated plus on Upwork.
Ooh, elite. I told you, elite.
Yeah, so that's basically my name and what I do.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I think honestly, you do an amazing job, and being a top rated plus freelancer on Upwork is not an easy thing. It takes time, dedication, discipline, which is what we're going to talk about today anyway. So, can you share a bit about your background and how you became a top rated freelancer on Upwork? Did you start from campus? Did you start after campus? How did you start on Upwork? All that journey. I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, so my journey is a bit long, but I'll try to keep it short. So my story with freelancing started in campus. You know, when you're in campus and you're trying to make a few bucks on the side.
Of course.
So I went on Google Play back then and found an app for this company based in the US, which used to pay 50 shillings, 100 shillings for surveys. So what do? I download it and I start participating in surveys, and they actually pay. It's not a scam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the name of the company?
It's called Street Biz.
Does it still exist? Do you know if it still exists?
It still exists, but it's no longer in Kenya. They are right now focusing on US and UK.
Oh, okay.
US and Europe, sorry.
Okay, and then?
Yeah, so I download this app and I start participating in surveys, and I get my 50 bob in PayPal. I'm like, oh wow, this works. So then when I'm browsing one day, I see that they're looking for ambassadors because it was a startup and they wanted to be known by as many people as possible. So I applied to become one. Then I get the job, of course. So I searched, the job basically was to refer people because they just wanted to increase the people who are using the app. So you refer them, and for every referral that you have that finishes a survey, you get a 50 bob referral credit for you.
Okay.
So yeah, so I did that for a while, and then after a while the company started growing exponentially, and now they needed a country manager. So
shock us.
Yes.
So the country manager?
Yeah, so they looked at the person who had the most number of referrals, who are quality referrals, people who are completing surveys and how they want it. And that turned out to be me. So I became a country manager. And in Africa, it was South Africa, Nigeria, and Kenya, and then globally. So we got into this global group of community managers. At that time, it was very intimate because it was a startup. Everybody knew everybody. But this time I'm in 4th year, going to 5th year. I did engineering, by the way.
Oh, you did engineering?
Yeah.
Engineering, like software engineering, or engineering of buildings and roads and I don't know much about that side of engineering. I just know software engineering.
Let's take a small detour. So I did electronic and computer engineering in JKUAT.
Wow.
But that's nothing to do with software or anything you'd think about. It's more of electrical.
Hardware.
It's more of hardware and electrical.
And
that's not what I wanted. Do you want the story of how I got there?
Yeah.
So I scored straight A's in everything. And not to brag, this will make sense. Just hold. It will make sense later to see how I made the mistake, so you don't make it. So So I knew I wanted to program because to become a developer, because in high school I had already taught myself Visual Basic and a bit of HTML and CSS.
Oh wow.
Yeah, back then. So I knew very much that I wanted to be a developer. So what's that? That's computer science.
Yeah.
But then when we were filling out the courses, these teachers knew I was going to be straight up A. So they said, the engineering, I blame my career advisor then. They said like engineering sounds more superior to computer science. I knew very much that I wanted computer science. So that's how I enrolled into computer and electronics engineering. And back then I didn't have many resources to research on the curriculum and all that, because if I did, I'd have seen that it's more of hardware and electronics, not development as I wanted. So that's how I ended up in engineering school.
You were not allowed to change the course. I mean, once you get there and you realize this is not what you want to do, you couldn't change it?
No, this happened. I realized it when it was too late to change. Remember first year you go and it's common courses and all that. So, and we had a very short window to change. Also another mistake, I didn't check and see. So by the time I'm realizing I'm at 1.2 or 2.1, and then I can't switch, and I could not afford parallel. So I sat through the 5 years.
Oh my God.
Knowing very well. And this will also make sense back in our story. So that's how I ended up doing electrical and computer engineering, because someone said the term engineering sounds more superior.
Oh my God.
I know.
Bless the information access we have now, because please don't make such mistakes.
Please, kindly. So where was I in my story? So this time I'm in 5th year because engineering. And I'm still continuing to complete client projects in time, because I'm very social. I had so many friends in campus. I had a group of Kenyans who had the app, so it was easy for me to complete projects in a short amount of time. And that's what the company liked. So, and also this wasn't a hard product for me to sell, because if I'm telling you you're going to make money using this and it's real, I didn't have much work to do, honestly. So by the time I'm finishing school, remember this is small, tightly knit like community of co-workers. So everybody knew everybody. And so they knew I was about to finish school, because we kept tabs on personal lives back then. So so when I'm finishing, remember I'm doing a course that I don't like. So best believe I didn't 5 good years. Best believe I didn't want to practice engineering. So what do they tell me when I'm about to finish? They're like, we think you do well in customer support, because we've seen how you handle like payment delays, like issues. When there are issues, sometimes because it's about payment, sometimes someone doesn't get paid, or this or that, or I cannot take a photo for my survey. So they saw like I'm very good in interacting with people. So they give me this job offer and tell me, we know you're finishing school. We don't know if you want to pursue engineering or what, but we think this role would be a very good fit for you. So
that's how you landed on Upwork?
Not Upwork. This StreetBiz. My first role as a customer support person in StreetBiz, executive in StreetBiz. So of course I wasn't planning to find engineering jobs, because that's not where my heart was. And then like king for a job when you have a good job offer, why would you do that?
Exactly.
So your guess is as good as mine. I took up the job offer. So that's how I started working immediately after campus as a customer support executive. So I worked with this company, and at one time we were a team of about 4 at the time. So at one time we had an upsurge of inquiries, because we were growing exponentially. So this time they hire a large team of up to 12 people. And then suddenly they decide to cut on the markets they are in. So they drop Africa, they drop some Asian countries. So they're left with US and Europe.
Okay.
So that means we have a fewer number of users. So that means the number of inquiries reduces.
Of course.
So yeah, so then this means, and we are a large team.
Yeah.
So now this means some team members have to be dropped, and some were dropped, like half. And then the half that remained, they reduced our hours because it used to be full time.
Okay.
So I suddenly find myself with extra time because now I was working about 4 to 5 hours a day.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm like, I have a half time now. Is it called half time? Full time? No.
Part time.
Part time. Yeah. Half time is for football. Yeah. So now I'm working a part time role, and now I need to, of course, supplement by, this is an hourly job. So you're paid by the hour. So now I have to supplement my income, and I also have to fill up my extra time. So what do? This is how I joined Upwork.
What inspired you to specialize in technical support, customer service, and virtual assistance?
So I'd say first, my heart has always been in tech, much as I detoured in the course. And I've really been trying to get back on track, but it's really hard to find the time. So I'd say I'm very good with people. I'm an extrovert, and I'm just easy and free, and yeah. So like being good with people and having some technical skills, because I've still been teaching myself on the side.
Okay.
And getting the role that I got the first time without like planning. So I found that technical customer support is a very good middle ground between tech and being with people. Yeah. So I stumbled. My first role wasn't planned, of course, but I later realized that this is my forte, because good in tech, good with people, I found a very good sweet spot in between.
So let's get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
So yeah. So tea or coffee?
Tea.
You're a tea person.
Tea, and has to have milk.
Yeah, I've tried to tell Georgina milk was not meant for humans, but here we are. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird.
Yeah.
Anytime.
And what's your favorite productivity tool?
Oh, I'd say it's the Pomodoro time tracker.
What's that?
So Pomodoro time technique is a technique where you put in deep work for 25 minutes and then you get a 5-minute break. So it's 3 blocks of 25 minutes with a 5-minute break. And for the 4th block of 25 minutes, you get a longer break of around 30 minutes. So you get to do deep focused work and then have breaks. So this is my favorite productivity tool.
I've heard that before. Maybe I should try it myself.
Yeah.
And what's the most unusual task you've ever been asked to do as a virtual assistant?
Well, I've not done crazy stuff, but I'd say what I found interesting was I have a client right now whom I manage their bank account and all the payments they make. So like, it amazed me the amount of trust it takes to delegate, because right now I can do anything with the account. Of course I can't, but like, yeah, that's the craziest, like having access to someone's bank account and everything, and primary email.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The one thing you can't work without?
Internet.
Other than that, that's pretty obvious.
MacBook. Okay. Tea. I take a lot of tea, and living in Kikuyu does not help.
It's always winter in Kikuyu.
It's always winter in Kikuyu, yeah. That's tea.
Okay.
For sure. Now that's tea.
How many cups of tea do you take?
But then I take around not less than 6 in a day. Yeah, I know.
You are addicted to caffeine. But at least it's not coffee. People don't know, but coffee is not that good. What tools and softwares do you rely on most for your work in technical support and customer service?
Top of the list has to be Zendesk. Zendesk is the most popular, I bet, customer support software. So if you really want to venture into customer service, you can go to their website and learn. Learning is free. You only have to pay if you need a certification, and the knowledge is very comprehensive. And the second one is Gorgias. A good number of clients also use Gorgias as their support platform. So I'd say the platform itself, Zendesk and Gorgias. The second one is Slack. That's what we use to communicate with clients. The third one has to be the Google Workspace. This includes Gmail, Google Docs, Google Sheets, all those collaborative features of Google Workspace. What else would I say? Asana. I use Asana to track tasks that I have and their respective deadlines, and to remind me I have to do this on this date. And another very important tool that I use is generative AI. This is the likes of ChatGPT and Gemini. Sometimes we meet challenging situations in customer service where I need to tell you, for example, the customer is always right, but sometimes it's a no. Maybe they ask something and you have to tell them no. Mm-hmm. So I need to refine my response, or I need to get inspiration from generative AI to see how I can package it well, because some situations are challenging and you don't want to sound not professional or too curt. How do you say that? Or rude, yeah.
Or condescending.
Yeah, so generative AI is another tool that I use to help me in crafting some responses or getting inspo on how to tackle some hard situations. Yeah, that would be the tools I use.
Take us through your day. Yeah, like a day in your life. How do you organize your tasks and keep everything running smoothly?
So I wake up at 5:30 a.m. That's my best attempt at joining the 5 a.m. club. So first thing I do is I read a chapter of my current read. That's a hack that I got for some of us who are not very attracted to reading, or who it's hard to read or to focus. So just read one chapter a day. So this is my current read right here. Then I meditate, then listen to affirmations, and from 6:30 to 7:30 I take a 3-kilometer walk. Then come back, freshen up, get ready. I start working officially at 8 a.m. So I employ the time blocking technique. I have the time blocks in my Google Calendar where I know which client to work which time, and I have to be very disciplined and to adhere to that. On top of that, I use the Pomodoro timer to tell me when to deep work and when to take a break. And I'm done with client work by like 6 or 7. Okay, well, sometimes it can spill over. So after that, I work on my personal projects for a bit and wind down by maybe reading some more, watching something, or just relaxing. Then I try to sleep by 10, 11 latest. Of course, it's not cast on stone, but that's generally like my day, what my day looks like.
Sounds interesting. Mm-hmm. What's the one piece of advice you wish someone had given you when you started freelancing?
That would be, you do not have to start small. And the advice I'd give to someone is that find someone. Information is freely available online, or if it's hard for you to follow through or zoom in on what to do exactly, you can get yourself a coach or buy a course which tells you what to do exactly. And if you follow through, you can brand yourself properly, you can put together your portfolio properly, polish up all your online profiles and in the different areas that you want to work in. And if you can really show your value and show what you've done before, you can go and charge top dollar for your skills. So in that way, you won't have to start small if you have the right kind of guidance. And the thing with starting small is that you'll take a $3 an hour job, for example, and then you find yourself overworking so you can make the amount of money that you need to have. So of course you'll not have a proper work-life balance when you have to work so many hours to make the money you need. Another tip I'll tell you, if I've worked myself, I started small because of those are the mistakes I did. And over time, I've seen that the clients that pay less are the most troublesome clients, honestly. So that means you'll have more stress, and generally you'll also be unhappy with the work because you know what you're offering is not worth what you're being paid. So you'll not get the satisfaction. So if you can get yourself polished up and polish your profiles online, put your portfolio together, learn how to sell yourself and stuff like that, you can definitely go ahead and start at a reasonable rate. You don't have to start at bottom of the barrel rates. And this, I've seen some Kenyan freelancers who started on Upwork and they got their first job as a $35 per hour. That's really good, I'd say, job, for example. And yeah, that shows you, but their profiles are really nicely done, nice photos, nice explanation of what you can do, attached all the certifications of all the things you've done. So if you really learn to package yourself well and learn to sell yourself well, you don't have to start from the bottom.
I hear you're developing a course.
Oh yes.
Can you tell us about it and what inspired you to create it and what can people expect to learn from it?
First thing I'd say is I know the market is flooded with courses, the internet is flooded with information, but still I can say like daily I receive multiple inquiries on what do you do, what can I do to be like you, or can you give some advice, I want to venture online, etc. So what inspired me is that I noticed there was a gap in the market. Much as there are many courses online, most of them just dump information to the user, to the buyers, that is, and there's no follow-up, and like it's really hard for people to follow through. So the first thing that I want to do in my course is that it will be a step-by-step guide. So my target market is African professionals who already have skills and want to transition into online or remote work. And I'll provide a step-by-step guide on how to move from working offline, let me call it like that, to presenting yourself and packaging yourself, branding everything, creating all the necessary profiles and all the things you need to do in between, up to the point that you are ready for remote work. So the second thing that I want to put in the course is that there's another gap that I noticed, that it only covers like what you need to do and that's that. But for me, I want to be honest and authentic and to show exactly what has worked for me. And it's not just the skills and the profiles, it includes some other things such as self-care. We have the mindset, you have to be in the proper mindset, there's a meditation, there are goal setting tools such as what do you call this? Vision boarding, creating vision boards. There are other aspects to success in the online world, such as financial management and investment that is not being covered. And there's also one very sensitive part that I've noticed is not being covered, and that's taxes. So all of this, my course will cover a 360-degree view of everything, and I'll include everything that I do. It's not just about how to set up your profile. Are you in the right mindset? Are you meditating? Do you have a vision board? And how are your finances looking like? Do you know the avenues to invest in as a remote worker? Are you tax compliant? So those are the things I'm including. And my course will also come with a community, because I'm forming a community where we'll keep together and share opportunities, share experiences, and we'll have coaching opportunities. I will try to see what can do. It can be bi-monthly or monthly, where you can ask questions and get guidance from peers and from myself. And the other thing that's lacking, and in the wake of AI, I'm including how to leverage AI in the job search and to make your work easier once you already get the work, because AI is here to stay, and the best thing we can do is to adapt and incorporate it in our day-to-day lives. And the last thing that you should expect in my course is that I'm curating a job board, and there's one thing. A lot of jobs say that we are hiring in EMEA time zone. You realize the A can be silent sometimes, the Africa is silent.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing for now to increase your chances in getting a job is that I'm checking, first of all, they are tried and they have proof of concept. That is, I'm only posting remote jobs I've hired from Africa. Can be Nigeria, can be Kenya, can be South Africa, can be Egypt, but I'm only curating companies that hire remotely within Africa, because if you try looking on the internet, you will see a lot of roles, EMEA jobs, and you keep applying, getting rejected, not knowing why. It's because in some companies the A is silent, the Africa is silent. It's just there. So yeah, so in a nutshell, step-by-step guidance, a holistic approach that includes everything else, not just setting up profiles. The other thing is there's community and coaching, how to leverage AI, and a job board for tried and tested companies that hire remotely within Africa. Yeah.